Good and great are not separated by talent as much as people think. They're separated by input. That's it. Everybody wants to talk about outcome. Everybody wants to talk about results. Everybody wants to point at the top performer and act like they have something magical that nobody else has. But when you really look at it, the difference between good and great is usually much less mysterious. It's input. It's the amount of reps. It's the quality of reps. It's the consistency of reps. It's the accuracy of reps. It's how often someone is doing the thing that actually produces the result. That's it. That is it. That's what separates people. A good salesperson might make calls. A great salesperson, one, makes more calls, studies their calls, fixes their mistakes, improves their script, asks better questions, handles objections better, and does that over and over and over and over and over again. A good athlete trains. A great athlete trains, but with more precision, more intention, more consistency, and for longer. A good entrepreneur works hard. A great entrepreneur figures out which inputs actually move the needle and then becomes relentless, obsessed with executing those inputs again and again and again and again and again. That's it, though. That's the difference. Like, people think greatness is like this big dramatic thing. It's not. It's just somebody doing the right things at a level most people are unwilling to sustain. That is it. That's why greatness often looks boring, you know. Once you're aware of what it actually takes to be great, because you realize it's just repetition. It's just correcting the small mistakes. It's just caring about the details. It's not just doing the work, it's doing the work well enough, and then often enough, and then long enough, and then for the gap to become impossible to ignore. Like, that is it. And this, you'll have this mindset, because I realize Alex Hormozi speaks a lot like this. You'll have this as soon as you understand like client success, like inputs and outputs, like leading and lagging, like attribution tracking. Like, as soon as you can understand what that is, you start outputting the same shit Alex Hormozi is saying because you understand it, right? But I think this is where people like really get confused, is because they like look at the outcome and they think that's where greatness lives, on the other side of the input. But that is not where greatness is. That's not where greatness lives. Greatness lives in the input. The outcome is just the receipt. The output is it's just the evidence. The real difference was built long before anyone saw it. Long before anyone saw it. It was built in the unseen reps. That extra call, the extra calls, that extra hour, the extra hours, in the better checklist, in the willingness to keep refining when being good would have already been good enough. I'm going to say it again because that's a bar. In the willingness to keep refining when being good would have already been good enough. That's why two people can want the same result and they get completely different outcomes. Wanting is not the differentiator. The differentiator. Input is. And not just more input for the sake of more, but like better input, cleaner input, more consistent input. The kind of input that compounds, right? It's like, okay, I've done this, now how can I do it better? Okay, I've done it, now how can I do it better? And then that window of getting better just starts like collapsing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do something and you make it better, then like the room to make it better, just that's where the greatness is. In that, in the compression of good. Okay, how can I make it better? Okay, do it again. How can I make it better? Do it again. How can I make it better? Do it again. How can I make it better? Do it again. How can I make it better? Like, that's greatness. Just that repeating. until the loop becomes so tight. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to become great at anything, stop obsessing over the outcome. Jesus fucking Christ, you're looking at the wrong place. What inputs would a great person be putting in that I'm currently not? That's the gap. That is always the gap. The difference between good and great is input. And once you see that, greatness stops looking magical and it starts looking trainable.